We went through subsidiaries, locations, departments, and classes. Today, we'll be going through the chart of accounts. Okay, the chart of accounts, you can say, is the backbone of each and every ERP or financial system. Okay, it's the general ledger, in other words. Okay, it is the financial accounts that are going to get and they will be replicated in the financial reports. Okay, are we okay till now? Get the basic concept of what a chart of accounts is?
Yes.
Okay. So for creating a or you, in case if you want to see the chart of accounts, what you need to do is you go to list, accounting, and click on accounts. If you click on accounts, you will get the list of all the accounts that are there in the system. Okay, and if you have a accounting background or a finance background, you would be very easily able to understand what a chart of accounts is, and each and every account has a type associated with it. Okay, whether it can be an expense account or it can be an income account, it can be a liability, it can be asset, it can be revenue, and so on and so forth. Okay, and all these types remain, you can say, constant, or they are same throughout the world. Okay, they are not going to change as such. They are going to remain same as it is. Okay, the only thing is that the account names might change. Okay, so now here you can see that this is the list of accounts that are there, and on the right hand side you see various balances. Okay, once you start entering transactions, then depending on the transaction, depending on the accounts that have been mapped on the items and various other entities, or you can say means entities, this account gets hit. Okay, and depending on that, they get replicated in the financial reports. Okay, now generally, as mentioned, each and every account will have a type associated with it. Okay, so if I sort it with type, here you can see, first you can see the accounts payable, accounts receivable, bank, then we have cost of goods sold and expense and many more. So it can be current liability, current assets, other income, and so on and so forth. Okay, so now these accounts can be shared with multiple subsidiaries if required. Okay, so what we can do is we can have a centralized, or you can say a structured chart of accounts which can be shared between multiple subsidiaries. Okay, now only the difference here is the bank account. Okay, all the accounts which are having the type of bank will only be associated with a single subsidiary. Bank in the sense your bank account that you have, or the cash account, or the petty cash that you have. So the thing here is each and every subsidiary will have its own bank account, right? You cannot have one bank account shared with multiple entities. Okay, so that's the reason each and every bank account will have or will be associated with only one subsidiary. Okay, and not multiple subsidiaries. So all the accounts except a bank account can be shared with multiple subsidiaries. Is that fine till now?
Okay.
They will come depending on the transactions that have been entered. Yes. So
Okay.
whenever you create an account, it would have zero balance. But once you start entering transactions, the transactions can, and the transactions should be posting transaction. what is a posting transaction, what is a non-posting transaction, I'll let you know when we start the standard processes, maybe after we are done with the chart of accounts and the entities. Okay.
Okay.
So as mentioned, a bank account can only be associated with one subsidiary. And the other thing is, a bank account will always have a currency associated with it. So here you can see the type is bank, and each and every bank account will have a currency associated with it, because whenever I have a bank account, the bank account will have you can say currency associated with it, right? Are you there?
Yes.
Yeah. So each and every bank account will have a currency associated with it.
Okay.
So I might have a bank account maybe in State Bank. So the currency would be INR. But I can also have an account in SBI, for which the currency can be USD if required, in case if I am going to deal in USD in that particular bank account. Okay. So depending on the bank account, you can also have a currency associated with it. Okay. Now, if I click on new, I'll be able to create a new account in the system. Okay, and there can be a parent-child relationship. So here you can see that we had cash. So if I go back, so here we have cash. Under cash, we have various bank accounts. Okay. Similarly, for other accounts as well, I can have a parent-child relationship. So here you can see that we have COGS and other stuff. So here you can see that we have deferred revenue as a parent account, and we have the child accounts. And each and every account will have a number associated with it. Okay. Now, whether this particular number is going to be mandatory or not will depend on the features that we have enabled. So we will be going to the accounting preferences, wherein it will ask whether we want the account number to be mandatory. Generally, the account number is mandatory or kept mandatory. Okay. And these accounts have a particular series associated with it. It's a numbering convention that is, you can say, used across the globe. So for example, the bank accounts generally start with 1100 series or 1000 series. Similarly, the expenses start with a particular series. The number of digits may vary depending on the chart of accounts, how big the accounts are, or how big the chart of account is. A particular company might use 4-digit numbers, another company might use 5, another company might use 6 digits. But there is a particular nomenclature or numbering convention that is used for the type of accounts. Okay. So depending on that, I can give it a number, I can give it a name as well. Okay. And in case if it is going to be a child account of a particular account, I can do that. So for example, if I want to select a sub account of, I can select. So for example, if I want to create a bank account, I can select cash, and accordingly the type will be bank. In case if I select any other one, so for example, if I select accounts receivable, so for example, if I select accounts receivable, the type will change accordingly. Now you'll also see a difference that whenever I select any other type of account, the currency field is I select account blank, or you can say it's not editable anymore. Okay, but if I select bank account, it will make the currency field as mandatory. So if I select a bank account, Here, now you can see that the currency has become mandatory. Okay, so I can select the currency from which I want to, or for which that particular bank account is going to deal in with. So for example, I want that to be a USD account. I can select that. Similarly, there are other things that can be, in case if I want to have a description, I can do that. In case if it's a summary account, summary in the sense if it's a going to be a parent account, okay, where I'm not going to post any transactions, so I can make it as a summary account as well. Apart from that, as mentioned, a bank account can only be associated with one subsidiary. So I'll not be able to select multiple subsidiaries. So if I click on include children, it will say that bank accounts and credit card accounts must be restricted to a single subsidiary only. So in case if I'm making this bank account for Canada subsidiary, I can select that particular subsidiary and I can save it. Okay. In case if I'm selecting any other type, okay, so for example, I don't want that to be a bank account, I want that to be accounts receivable, and I want the parent to be accounts receivable. Now I'll be able to select multiple subsidiaries if required. Okay, in case if I want that to be applicable for all the subsidiaries, I can check the checkbox include subsidiary. Okay, so this is how you can create an account into the system. Depending on the type of account, you will be able to share a particular account with multiple subsidiaries. In case if it is a bank account, then it has to have a currency and it can only be associated with one subsidiary only.
Okay.
Is that fine?
Yes.
Now, this is how you can create an account into system. Now, there might be multiple, you can say hundreds of, you can say maybe if it's a big organization, multiple thing, then they can have 1,000 accounts as well. Okay, so you're not going to create those manually one by one, right? So we have the option of uploading the chart of accounts via CSV as well. So you have the option of doing that. So we'll be taking that during the session wherein I'll show you how you can upload some stuff via, or maybe entities, transactions, or accounts via CSV. Okay, so this is how you can create an account. This is how it will, you can say, get associated with whether a single subsidiary or multiple subsidiaries. Okay, so here you can see the list of all the account types that are there, and this is generally, or you can say it's always constant. These are all accounting terms. Okay, they
Yes.
do not
Yes.
change. They do not change with ERP. So even if you go for SAP or any other ERP, the account types are going to remain same. So if you want to understand the account types, you can just search for any accounting book, and there you will be able to understand what are the account types that are there.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so this is how you can create an account into the system. How that can be uploaded, we'll take care of that during the session for CSV upload. Is that fine? Okay, so that's it related to accounts.